Hey-oh, there you all are. Man, just last second, I remembered the mic. We end up in another one of these scenes where I'm just sitting here and all you're seeing is me going like... But I remembered to turn on the mic. So here we are, live stream. We're a little bit later than we had planned on it. But you know, they say the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray, and that's just what happened, yo. So it's good. I appreciate that you're a flexible person and willing to deal with those things. Thank you so much for that. So we are gonna look at the high dream stuff here. We'll see if anyone pops in. So really, what I want this to be is more of a live Q&A where you guys can just ask questions. I set it up before so that we could actually share video chats and screens and all that kind of stuff as well. But it was a lot of work, and I don't think anyone showed up the first time. So I'm going to kind of hold on to that. Hold on, I'm getting messages here. Let me go ahead and turn that off. So we're going to do the chat thingamajobber here. Okay. Right now I'm going ahead. I'm getting Comfy UI all sorted out because did some reinstalls. And so, of course, when you reinstall stuff, you need to reinstall the custom nodes. It just is what it is. One thing I do want to show you over here. Let me see if I can pop this up for you. It's a little something that I've been doing, which makes things a lot easier. And that is this. I've been placing all of my models, all my Comfy UI models in this folder called models. Okay. And that way then with all my different Comfy UI installations, because I'm constantly uninstalling, reinstalling, or maybe I've got like a manual version, but then I got a portable version that I want to do something with. I don't have to download the models over and over again. Right. So then when we go to our Comfy UI folders, you'll see down here it says models, but it's got like a little shortcut area. So this is a link. This is a dynamic link in Windows, which basically means that I've created a shortcut there that when you click to it, it goes to the other folder. So I can have multiple. It's like having one room where everything is, we have multiple doorways into it. So the way that the computer works is that it uses memory space. So I think the easiest way to think about it is imagine if the back of this was gridded into, a bunch of different boxes, okay? So you can put something into one, all this kind of stuff. So when we have things like models or we have images or anything that we store, what it does is it stores it into one of these boxes, okay? So then when we click on the windows, we say, hey, I want to go to get this thing. It goes, okay, well, I'm going to go into here. Okay, so let's say I got Comfy Installation 1 and all the models go into this box. Then I've got Comfy Installation 2 and all the models go into this box, and so on and so on. So what we can do is, and each one of these have their own address. It's like writing a letter to someone, you know. You live on 123 ABC Street, you know, and then you got another guy that lives on 897, you know, Cedar Realms or something. Well, you got different addresses. Okay, so what we do with this is we just take one box, we store the stuff in here, but then all these other things, we say, you can all find here. So it's almost like this becomes like a P.O. box. Okay, so just say, we say these different places. Instead of sending to the actual address, I'm going to give you a P.O. box number that you can use. And then it uses those, that P.O. box number, and it all goes to the same place. Okay, and then these different applications can access the same information. So if I change the information, you know, if I change the information over here, all of these links, it will change for all these links. I'm not actually saving anything. It's just like it's like a portal, right? It's like that Half-Life game Portal. You know, the red circle's here, and I got a bunch of blue circles here. And no matter which blue circle you go into, it's all going to pop out into the red circle. Yo. Okay. So that's kind of how that works. And I thought you might like that. That's called MK-Link. You can actually figure out how to use that really easy just by going to your browser and couple different things you can actually do with that. Probably easiest way, just go to your Chat GPT and just ask it, say, how do I use it? How do I use MK Link? How do I type? That's what you have to, for my folders. Okay, and then just go through it. We also have over on the Get Going Fast page, there is a MK Link folder there. Let me see if I can find that. So we did create a little app for it that makes it even easier if you don't feel comfortable going into your terminal and typing commands. Let's see if I can find this really quick. If we do a search here, there it is. So you should be able to find it there, and then you can actually download that, and then you just put it all up there. So, all right, we got our first person showed up. Let's go see what's going on over here. It says, Roland, hey, have you covered Recam Master with WAN 2.1? Would love to hear how it works. I actually have not heard of Recam Master, so let's go give it a look, yo. Tell me about it, Roland. By the way, welcome. Tell me a bit more about it. What have you heard? And there is a lag, so it's going to take a little bit of time for me to hear back from you. But let's see, Recam WAN 2.1. Recam Master. Not seeing anything here. Well, here we go. Recam Master, camera controlled generative rendering. Wonder if this is what we're talking about. That's cool. Recam camera controlled generative rendering from a single video. We propose, this is the TLDR, too long, didn't read, to recapture in the wild videos with novel camera trajectories. So here's your input. Okay, and then so it's moving it around. So that's interesting. So notice it changes the faces a little bit. Hey, Roland, thanks. He says, love your content you share. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. We'll throw some hearts out there for you. Would love to hear what you're working on. What have you done with this Recam Master? You got any questions? See, some of this stuff, they'll release these sheets, but then they won't actually release the code. Now, it does say code, so we'll click on that here in just a second. Huh. Yeah, this is interesting. I hadn't heard of this. There's jams. I've used Recam Master. Uses WAN 1.3 models, so the quality is a bit disappointing. Gotcha. Right, instead of WAN 2.1. So jams, so quality not that great, but I don't know, were you able to do anything with it? Anything worthwhile? To me, what it looks like, I know these kind of things because it has to generate it from each one of these angles. So it, in essence, it's taking the original and it's guessing what it looks like from this angle and from this angle, which is impressive, but that's where you end up getting faces that don't look quite the same or whatever. And obviously they're going to pick the best. Let's go over here and click on the code. And it says here, looks like we actually do have code for it. When did this put out? Okay, this came out last week. See, so much of this stuff just pops up. I don't know about it. See, Roland says, I've just been watching and learning from people like yourself that share and show us how to set up the new stuff. Cool. Let's take a look here really quickly at the installation directions. Sometimes these things take a ton of resource. Let's see here. Set up the environment. So it's not even really giving you installation directions. Install Diff Synth Studio. Interesting. So this looks like it's relying on a third-party thing. Using Kling AI. Huh, you got me down a rabbit hole here. Diff Synth consists of 2 open source products. Okay, so this must be, I think I've heard of this. I think this must be the thing where you could just do use a bunch of different models, I guess. Targeted academia, focus on stable. Open source project aimed at exploring innovations. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it has supported the following models. Okay, I'll have to take a look at it. But it says over here that we need Diff Synth Studio. Then we download the trained models. Okay, that's not so bad. All right, get clone. See, this is all basic. You would just remember that before you do all your pip install. So this pip install, this dot is telling you to install the actual folder, which means that if we go up here, see, there's a setup.py. When you see something that says that, when it says, where did that go? When it says, God, where did it go? I've gotten myself so lost here. Hold on. There we go. Okay, when you see something like this, pip install, and then it's got just a single dot, that's telling you that they have a setup file. You can look at that and know that you're going to pop up into your repository, and there's going to be a setup.py or like a env file or something like that. So basically it's going to read this and it's going to tell you how to do it. So it's kind of, I guess in a sense, it's kind of like we're buying from IKEA. We're getting the parts and it has to put it together, which, by the way, is why Visual Studio build tools becomes so important. Roland says, it's promising to see where things will be in the future. Oh, that's jams. Recam works better at static camera shots, limited to 81 frames. Yeah, see, limited to 81 frames is rough. So that means if you're doing 20 frames a second, you're going to get a 4-second video. And if you go lower than that, your thing's not going to be very smooth. Roland says, I'm using the portable. I had trouble installing the manual. All right. So anyway, so yeah. So it looks like you go down to here. Recam Master, install it. We'll install Diff Synth Studio first. Yeah, I'll have to play with this. This is kind of interesting. Get the models. We don't need to worry about the training because we're not going to be doing that. Huh. All right. Well, I appreciate that. I'll actually, here, you know what I'll do? I'll grab this little book right over here. My little book of wonders. I'll do one of these. And then I'll write on here, install Recam Master. And Diff Synth. Yeah, I've been spending all my time this week working on the High Dream and the Uno Flux. Did you guys get High Dream working? I'm curious. Over here. Here's our High Dream. I think I have I might have deleted my models. I'm using my special workflow. This isn't the workflow that comes with High Dream. This is the one I added that you can turn this stuff off by clacking. All right, well, I want to create something, but I'm afraid that my computer's going to crap out. You know, let's try something. Let's override the width. Last time I tried to override the width with this, it did not turn out very good. So that tells me that it's trained particularly on certain, what do you call it? You know, your normal everyday, what do you call it? We got an error. That's what it said. Required input is missing. Oh, maybe this. Let's right click on this and bypass it. Oh, it doesn't like the size again. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just go back. Let's just reload it. So I think that's what's going on there. I hope it's not my Comfy UI. We've talked a lot about system pollution, and this is one of those issues where I'm having a little bit of trouble with my Comfy UI lately because I've been installing so much that I've got my system kind of messed up. And if we don't put things into virtual environments, it blends out. So I always use virtual environments, but sometimes you make mistakes. And that might be what happened here. It says prompt outputs failed validation. Required input is missing, which is really weird. High Dream sampler. Value 77 is bigger than max of 5. Value 26 is bigger than 218. So where's 77? Oh. I don't understand. Something's not right. Let's see what happens if we... I don't know why these numbers would have gotten changed. Huh, that was weird. So, stuff is so crazy. I don't know why that would have gotten changed, but evidently you saw what we did. We clicked it, the errors came up, and then we just went there trying to figure out what was wrong. All right, Roland is saying, I haven't messed with High Dream, baby steps. I have a 3090, so I'm good. 3090 is a good card. 3090 is a fantastic card. You should be able to do a lot with that. I made many mistakes trial and error. Yeah, welcome to AI. Me and my moderators and stuff, this is what we do. We just bang our head against the wall. You know, yesterday, I tell you what, I was working on this Flux Uno, which really is a simple thing. No, it was the High Dream. And it took me all day because the dependencies were not working. Plus, I think I might have some system pollution. And I'm telling you, this is why having your computer set up properly is right. Because you can end up spending hours trying to fix a problem that wouldn't be there if your computer was set up properly. Okay, Gems. Comfy just released official High Dream models and nodes. Wow, that must have just happened like today. You need a Comfy update, but mine fails the update for some reason. Okay, Jams, what's going on with your Comfy UI then? There has been an error that's been popping around that says that it's not get cloned repo or something like that. Is that what's going on when you click update? I'm going to go ahead and update mine, see what happens. Yeah, that Flux Uno, turns out that there's actually is a Gradio app, and I had been building one, and it just wouldn't work. And finally I sent it to one of my moderators, Fidel Kogun, and he's the Norwegian Viking feller, and I said, hey, run this for me, please. I mean, I was like, please, hey, would you please run this? And he ran it, and it worked. So that's again telling me something's wrong with my system, which is just a bummer. I'll probably end up reinstalling Windows, which is fine, but it's just, then I got to, the great thing is I have a script that I've written that does everything for you, but the big thing is I have to log into all my websites again. And I got to set up OBS again. It's just like, it's okay though. Okay, to apply the updates, let's restart. So I'm curious about this High Dream update. While that's reloading, let's check that out. Let's go to Comfy UI, High Dream update. Let's go to Comfy UI blog. Okay, Comfy UI blog. I'm not seeing anything new. Jams, where did you see that they updated it? Okay, yeah, okay. I'm gonna switch gears here for a second. Jams is saying he's got an issue with his Comfy UI installation updating. Okay, it's classic. So it says something about merging branches. Not sure what that means. The subscription I mentioned. Rawls, does anyone get your subscription mentioned the other day to test? That must be for, are you talking about Colab? If so, no. That's a rope thing, a rope thing. But let's get your repo thing working. So what a branch is let me show you. When we go over to something like GitHub, okay, we could load up a repository. Let's say, no, that's not a good example. Oh shit. Let's find, well, here, like model scope. So here's a repository in GitHub. Okay. So when you download this downloads a particular branch of it. So think of it like a tree. Okay. So the tree is the code, all this stuff, but I don't even know if that's a great way to explain it. Just think of it like this. This is the way it is right now. Now, if I made a change to it, what I would be doing is I'd be branching off it. It'd be like a different version of the same app. So you can actually go and you can download different versions of the app. So that's why sometimes you'll get an application and it works and you go, oh great, this works. But then like a week later, they've changed something. You go, it's not working anymore. So you can go back to an earlier version of it. Those are actually called commits. Okay. So you can go back to different commits. Then you have what are called forks. Okay. And that might be actually what it's talking about with branches. But a fork is like, let's say I take this app and I say, okay, now I'm going to take this app and I'm going to branch it off in my own direction. Oh, hey, Roland, thanks for checking out my music. Yeah, I love that. So let's do this, Jams. Let's go to, this is how I would solve your problem. Let's go to ChatGPT, and I would say, yo, chats, I'm trying to update my manual Comfy UI installation. However, I get some message about, what was the message? It says, he said, about merging branches and it fails. And I'm going to put sad emoji face. Okay, Pat. It's okay, partner. Be like that sometimes. Sound like you're pulling updates with the Comfy UI repo and gets whining about local changes or divergent branches. Here are 3 nonsense objects to fix it. Reset and pull fresh. Stash your changes. Pull then reapply. Nuke it and reclone. Since you're on a manual install and probably just want to work it again, option 1 is the cleanest. So you would go into your folder and you would try this git reset - hard and git pull. Okay, so those things you can try. See if that fixes it. Let's see. There's another one here. There's something else. I'll say thank you. There's something else as well about not get cloned repo or something like that. Detention is. Okay, so this is wrong. No, it is get cloned, but it's saying it's not. How do I connect it to the main? And I actually had to deal with this the other day. I actually went ahead and fixed the Comfy UI installation. Oh yeah, this is it right here. Okay, so Jams, try this line right here. Get remote. I'm going to paste this in here into the chat. But here's the thing. For some reason, it's not chatting to me. It's chatting to somebody different. So I'm putting this in here. But it's coming out from someone else. Try that. Okay. And you have to go into your actual Comfy UI folder to that. Okay, let's see what Roland's talking about, the collab with the rope. Okay, so again, the problem with collab isn't that it's awesome, but this is a paid thing. So I don't have credits to play around with it. Okay, and it won't let me run Roop unless I pay for it. So how I run Roop is I do stuff like this. Well, I mean, I run Roop locally, but if I wanted to use a collab thing, I would do something along this lines. Let's get this big so you can see it. So I use something called Jupyter Lab, which you guys should be able to. With a 3090, you guys should be able to run Roop off of your computer. So if you don't want to install it with one of the installers, do it like this. Type pip install Jupyter. Okay? And that is actually going to go ahead and install what's called Jupyter Lab. Okay? Then what we can do is we can head over to, let me see if I have this downloaded on here. In fact, I do. So hold on just un momento. So let's do this. I would go over here to my, I got too much stuff open up. So here's where Roop is. So I would go ahead, I would right click. I'm going to open this as an administrator. You can see I've got my .ipynb file there. So now I pop back over to here. Okay. Now that we're in that folder with the ipynb, if I type dir, you'll see it there. Or where did it go? There it is, right there. Now if I type, oh, you can't see that. Hold on. If I type Jupyter Lab, this is going to open up this in my browser. And this is the same thing as Colab, but now it's running on my machine. So now I can just go ahead and I can do the same thing. Just click on Root Floyd over here. I'll do the same thing. So then I just got to go ahead and do the run. So this is basically Colab on your local machine. With a 3090, both Jams and Randall here and Roland here said that they have a 3090, so it should work fine. There's Malcolm. Malcolm is a faithful get going fast feller. Good to see you, Malcolm. Oh yeah, ChatGPT is awesome, Malcolm. The only things I ever pay for are chatbots, and I pay for Suno every once in a while. And I paid $20 for ChatGPT because it's that good. Okay, the image generation on it it's incredible. It's incredible. So it's really and you get words on your stuff. It's I paid $20. I've way overused it for that, and I'm still only halfway through my month. So ChatGPT is great. Now, if I want to do really professional coding, I don't know professional, but if I wanted to do coding, I don't use ChatGPT. I don't trust ChatGPT's coding skills. I go over and I use Grok. And the nice thing about Grok is that it's a very good programmer. Plus, you can throw tons of data into Grok. It can actually store up to 3 copies of War and Peace. So like with the paid version, I've paid for Grok before. With the paid version of Grok, you could literally throw in 3 full copies of War and Peace, and it can process it within just moments. It's that good. It's incredible. With the not paid, you don't get that much, okay? But it's a great programming thing. So I use Grok free for my programming all the time. Incredible context length. Claude's really good too, although Claude's like that nerdy guy I worked at work. He was kind of a jerk, but it was like, he was real smart, and so I hung out with him. Now we don't work in the same room anymore, but I remember them. I just don't go seek them out a whole lot. Claude's great, smart, not the best bedside manner. I always say ChatGPT is like my buddy that I hang out with the pub with. Like I can talk with ChatGPT about anything. ChatGPT is great. General knowledge, can't beat it, dude. ChatGPT understands the human condition. I'll sit there, ask it about conversations I've had, or I use it as a way to throw my thinking, and it really understands human motivations, I guess. It's incredible. ChatGPT is amazing, but I don't trust it with some of my more technical stuff. I'll trust it with everything about Windows. I'll trust it with everything about, just basic stuff. But when it gets to technical stuff, I'm going to pop over to Grok. All right. So Roland says it runs virtually, kind of. So I don't know if you're talking about Jupyter Lab or not. Popping back over to our Jupyter Lab. Again, with your 3090, you should be able to do a lot. 3090 is a great card. You should be able to do a ton with 3090. Plasmar says ChatGPT hallucinates a lot, I found. Yeah, it probably does. I have had times where I'm sitting there and I'm asking ChatGPT questions about, I don't know, on a personal nature, but more about like ideas. And it's like, oh man, that's a great idea. And, oh, you're nailed it. You're on the, and then I'll realize, and then I'll realize it's just being a yes man. I'll be like, are you being a yes man? It goes, oh no, I wouldn't do that. But then I'll throw in something kind of off the wall and it goes, I could really see how that could work. So it does, it's very friendly. Let's say that. By the way, welcome Plasmar. Good to see you. So what about Manus? Okay, so Manus is a new one that everyone has been coming. I think this is the one where you can actually. Wait, are you talking about Manu or it's oh shoot, what was that called? Let me go check my Discord really quick. I had a buddy that was really working with this. I think I know what you're talking about. Hold on. Dude, I know this is so exciting. You get to sit here and watch me do nothing with it on the screen. Okay. Someone was actually sending us a free invite for this. Oh, it is Manus. Yeah. I'm not sure why we're not finding Manus when I do this, but I've played with it a little bit. Is this it? Okay. I played with Manus a little bit, but I didn't really jive with it totally. It's just more one of these things where you say, hey, I want to build something, and then it builds for you. Yeah, I've made it through the waiting list there, Roland. So yes, I've been able to play with it. Yeah, I think I tried to make this. Yeah, I tried to make this local social media posting. So this isn't a chatbot that I would be going to just to talk about stuff. Okay, I want to look up. I need a Shakespeare quote. I'm gonna go chat GPT. This is more of this like I want you to create something for me. Now, in theory, this is all great. And I've had friends that have used it and it's worked good. I didn't have a lot of success when I tried to make a social media post app. But again, I run out of time. My brain works that like a minute is like an hour. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like I can sit here for like 5 minutes and I feel like I wasted the day. So I got into a place with this where I was building it and it wasn't working. And I just started thinking, this isn't going to work, and I don't have time to do this kind of a thing. And then plus, I'm stressed because I'm using credits, right? So this is a paid, right? AI agents for all of that's correct. Yeah, it's a paid thing, so I'm not wanting to use all my credits because I'm a cheap son of a bitch, right? Like I'm like, I want to keep my free stuff for whatever. But it potentially looks great, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. Again, I build a lot of stuff with Grok. So I have had full sessions with Grok where I've sat like all day and I'm pasting back in pages of code and pages of code, and Grok handles it like that because it can hold up to 3 copies of War and Peace. I mean, it's incredible. So I'm more on the Grok side of things, but I think Manus could be good. I'd love to hear your experience. Okay, so Plasmar says, forgot what it was. I asked ChatGPT a question relating to some numeric pattern, and it broke down the answer correctly, but still in the end result gave the wrong result. It was super bizarre. Right. That is a ChatGPT thing. So, again, my thought, so his problem was he threw in a rational thing. Like said, hey, do this rational mathematical thing, like a problem kind of thing. And it broke it down and said, oh, this is exactly how it is. And then the answer was wrong. That's classic ChatGPT, okay? So ChatGPT, again, is your buddy at the tavern. He's sitting there drinking beer and he's telling you about everything, how it is. And then you realize you're kind of full of it. You're kind of full of it. And then he just laughs at himself. He's like, oh, well, and he keeps drinking his beer. So I have totally, ChatGPT is brilliant at times and is stupid at times. I mean, I've had times, I literally have times I'm just like, I'm typing like, you're amazing. Like, I can't believe how good this is. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, you are a piece of, are you so, so it's like, it can be so smart and it can be so stupid. Okay. So I would say on the reasoning things is not, I wouldn't go to ChatGPT if I was on the Running Man, if I was on the Running Man and I needed a good strategy to survive, maybe ChatGPT. But if I had to have like exact reasoning, ChatGPT is going to get me killed. Roland says, I shared video today with my Russian singer friend from TikTok. She asked me today for she's from, ooh, is she cute? Yo, send her my picture too. What's up? Yeah, no, I appreciate you doing that, Roland. Malcolm's used ChatGPT 4a in the past. Roland, send me your music, man. I'd love to hear it. Bring it over to the Discord and share what you're working on. Would absolutely love to listen to your stuff. Okay, I don't really know what else to do here, you guys. So we're not really getting the High Dream stuff. I don't think anyone's really working on the High Dream stuff so far. Oh, I forgot that we got into updating Comfy UI. Never came back to this. I am curious if they have indeed. There's High Dream. So now I'm going to have to. So someone had said that they made it native. So now I'm going to have to do a new installation and see if this is because of my own custom nodes or if that would be really cool if it did. It's amazing how fast all this stuff moves. See if this will run. All right, I'm going to sit here while this is queuing. I'm going to start bringing this video to an end. I think you guys are about 30 seconds lagged behind me, maybe more. So if you have any more questions or any more statements you want to make, go ahead and make them here. I'll kind of wait, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Yeah, send us her link, Roland. Let's check her out. I'm sure she's great. Should ask what she thinks about Country Boys with orange sideburns. So this is taking a while. Let's go up here. Yeah, see, the problem is once I start streaming, I use up so much resource on my streams. So, Discord linked in your video. Okay, let me get you, before we go, let me get you a Discord link. Again, it's not showing up as me for some reason when I send, but whatever. This link will be good for 7 days. And then it'll go bad. So I used to just give blanket invites. Oh, she's too young for me. Yeah. I used to just give her. I was just teasing about all that, anyways. But I used to give blanket invites, and then people started using them. Scammers, bots started finding them, and then coming in and spamming. So yeah, no good. Oh wait, it didn't. Where's the link? Oh shoot, hold on. I thought that was the link. Let me delete that. Oh, it's not going to let me. Okay, let's try this again. I'm over here on my Discord. That's why you can't see me at the moment. Oh my God. It says hidden use copy button, but I did. Okay, so hold on. Let's try this again. Discord blocks stuff, so if you're ever using Discord, you start streaming, it protects the information on there. Okay, I think, oh yeah, so now you can see the image is starting to freak out because of the image generation. I'm going to turn off the image generation. Okay, well, I'm going to let you guys go. If you have any questions, hit me up. Always check out getgoingfast.pro. Happy to help you guys. I have can also rent my time if you need me to Zoom in with you, and I will manually take care of your computer. We'll fix stuff up for you. Come share what you're working on. Would love to see it. Thank you all for being here today. I appreciate the time spent with you. So I know your time is precious, but this hobby is so awesome. So I really enjoy spending the time with you. Meanwhile, you guys be good. We will catch you on the other side, and we'll be back on Monday morning with our catch up of last week. So on Monday, we'll go over what happened this week. We'll look forward to the future. Maybe we'll go through some news as well. So we'll see you on Monday. And you guys stay as awesome as you already are. See you later.